At one time, God just showed me. I think it was God, but let's say it was only the future me talking to me. And it was like, have you ever had a high temperature, like a fever, when you had the flu and you felt terrible and you felt like you were dying and everything about you was suffering, and you felt like maybe I'm not gonna be here tomorrow morning, and tomorrow morning came and you still felt terrible, but you survived, and a few weeks later you were okay, but you still remembered you had a terrible few weeks, and a few years later you are doing just fine, but you remember that once you were like really sick. And this is something that happens to you, and when you are suicidal, you have kind of this fever of the mind that feels terrible and tangible and affects all of your senses. But next day, you realize you survived, even if you feel terrible. And a few weeks later, you were like, I'm kind of over that terrible phase of the sickness. And a few years later, you are like, oh, I remember it was tough. Thank God it's over. So you are in this intense season of a fever in your mind, and just the fact that it is real and tangible and overwhelming doesn't prove that it should draw consequences or fatal consequences based on it.